Hello, everybody, and welcome to the War and Peace Baseball Podcast. I'm here today with Farbod Markazi
Hola.
and Alex Rudy.
Hello.
I'm Alex Uy, and this is the first podcast of the 2015 Major League season for us. It is 2 weeks into the season, so we have a lot to talk about already, and it's going to be a lot different and a lot more fun now that there's baseball being played every single day, and I'm loving every minute of it so far. I know you guys are too, so Rudy, you can go ahead and share some of your insight on the season so far, if you'd like.
Yes. So my main thing I've noticed so far this season is just disappointing pitching performances from guys who should be in their primes or who should be on the rise, or and especially in a league where pitching is definitely dominant. There's three guys whose performances have really disappointed me so far. One is Taijuan Walker, who has dominated at the minor league and spring training levels and is considered to be a guy with ace capabilities and has been a top prospect for about 3 or 4 years now. But if you really take together his 2 starts this year and his performance last year, which is his major league experience, he's been really bad at the major league level. And considering he has 6 walks in 7 1/3 innings, he's got 14 runs and 15 hits this year and only has 6 strikeouts. We really have to wonder if he has the command to ever be a top major league starter. And, I've been tracking him closely for a long time now. I just don't know if he'll ever, it's not that he's old, but he really seems to hasn't really he's had the same issues this entire time. And he hasn't really improved them. And he's only 22 and he has great stuff. So I do believe in him, but it's really worrisome. Aaron Sanchez is the same kind of thing, except he's not quite as touted and no one really expected him to be a number 1 or 2 starter. But I think we all know, his 2-seam is ridiculously nasty. And he definitely has the stuff to be a quality pitcher. And he really hasn't put together so far. And then Matt Latos has been putrid this year. And, his last start against the Mets wasn't too bad. And his start against Atlanta wasn't terrible, but he should be one of the best. He's a really, really good pitcher, and he shouldn't be a guy who's barely being serviceable. He should be, arguably the best pitcher on the Marlins until Fernandez comes back. And I'm not gonna say Jared Weaver, where I kind of believe that he can get over a rough start. Latos, I don't know. I don't know if he looks the same after suffering some major injuries last year. That's a bit disappointing. But the greatest disappointment of the year by far is the fact that Jeff Mathis is still in the major leagues in 2015. That trumps it all.
I think it's sad that you acknowledged him in this show. He should have no acknowledgement whatsoever. He does not deserve it. But yeah, I'm completely on the same page with you. As for the pitching around the league as a whole, everybody's talking about this transition to the age of the pitcher, and so far this season, offenses have been raking against some of the better pitchers in the game. And another young pitcher that I wanted to throw in there too, Daniel Norris on the Blue Jays also has not been throwing particularly well. And another guy who pitched extremely well in spring training that didn't transition too well to the season. But, a lot of these guys, you're not worried about them yet because they're so young still, but it's kind of shocking to see these guys jump from amazing spring trainings and really fall off the ladder down to where they are now.
I include one more disappointment.
Yeah.
The fact that Kevin Gossman is not in the rotation for the Orioles, I think is really disappointing. That staff has performed very well this year so far, especially considering their talent. But there's no considering, Buzz Norris is a 12 ERA so far, and there's really none of those guys who they need to wait for them to, break out or prove themselves. We all know what every one of those starters are at this point.
Yeah, I agree completely. Gosman is one of the brighter spots for that team, or he was one of the brighter spots going into the season. So.
Yeah, so I think Buck Showalter's an outstanding manager. I trust him, but I don't think this is the way to go. And I don't think they're in a year to contend anyways, so you might as well give your young top guy all the opportunities he deserves.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I guess we're starting off this season discussion with some of the biggest disappointments, which is not the happiest way to start, but, one of the things that definitely stands out more so than, the guys that always come out and do their thing well. Another guy that I wanted to touch on is Steven Strasburg, who got roughed up his first couple starts. He did start earlier today, the day that we're recording this, and pitched a pretty good game. And, again, another guy you're not worried about because he does have that maturity and major league readiness to succeed, obviously. So, just, slow starts for a lot of these guys that you expect to be really good. Farbode, anything else to add on to this?
For me, my one disappointment since, you guys took mine, my disappointment has been so far the overall, just the start of the year by the defending world champs. I mean, I knew we all knew that this team wouldn't be like amazing or anywhere near the Dodgers or like they would be at like the Padres level or, at the beginning of the year. But I figured I was looking forward to maybe a better start of the year from the defending world champs, especially because they won the World Series last year.
Yeah. Madison Bumgarner, part of that too. Not bringing back that superhuman stuff.
It's not bringing the point.
It's not expected necessarily, so.
No, obviously not, but I it's just like, I don't know, as a fan, you get a little disappointed.
Mm-hmm. So, you'd mentioned the NL West teams that are, presumably not in contention, one of them being the Rockies, who have one of the better starts to the season, and that's really exciting when you see those teams that, have no business being up in first place. The Houston Astros.
Doesn't it feel like the Rockies start off hot like literally every year though?
It does seem that way, and I'm not going to take that away from them because, they're still winning games, and I'm not going to say like, oh, well, they're starting hot, but they're obviously going to lose games later on.
Well,
as long as you're winning games, things are going well.
Thing is, one thing that's surprising about this team is that they haven't gotten hurt yet, so.
That's true. They've made it 2 weeks without losing Tulowitzki and Carlos Gonzalez.
Yes.
They should feel good about themselves. The Houston Astros also, with a 500 record, are holding down that first place spot in the West right now.
Last first place in the West is 500.
Yep. Guess who's in last place?
That might trump, what's his name, his biggest disappointment?
Jeff Mathis?
Yeah.
Guess who's in last place?
Mariners.
In Mariners. The projected World Series pick for many. Also you got teams like Cleveland and Chicago sitting at the bottom right now, not getting off to the starts they'd like. They were supposed to be some major contenders in the Central. The Tigers really jumped out to an amazing start considering this was supposed to be, or considered to be, a bit of a regression from last year's team in terms of pitching and, their offense is still there. It's always there with those guys in the middle of their lineup.
The record is what it is, but I still do not believe in that team.
I believe in it slightly more than I did before. One of the reasons is a man by the name of Shane Greene, who had an amazing start to his season, did not give up an earned run through his first at least 16 innings. He started again today, only gave up one.
Do you know who is the best starting pitcher in baseball last April?
Wait. I think, no. I do remember it was somebody that did not show too well later
A man named, who goes by the name Aaron Harang. And while he's repeated his April magic again this year, I think he is the perfect example of why no one should trust a couple of starts in April as a way to look at the whole year for a pitcher.
But, Shane Green's a guy that pitched pretty well for the Yankees last year, and he's a, relatively young guy that has been, that has proven himself a little bit last year, and, so far with the Tigers, I'm not gonna question that kind of performance because he is capable of going up there and giving quality starts, and giving that team a chance to win, no doubt about it. And he will go out there and throw some 8 scoreless inning games for that team. And also in the AL East, the Toronto Blue Jays, Tampa Bay Rays, sitting at the bottom, a game below 500. Toronto was expected to be really good, but as we said, there's a couple of the young pitchers not showing up with the same kind of stuff people expected. And Baltimore and the Red Sox are sitting up at first place in that division. Not a lot of surprise there, because those are two of the better offenses in all of baseball. So, Red Sox are another team that made a lot of big changes, and things are going okay so far, especially with Hanley Ramirez, who's already knocked 5 home runs in this young season. So, you guys have any thoughts on how you think the American League East will unfold as time goes on?
I think some team that wins 86 games is going to win the division.
That's very possible.
Something like that. It's going to be a sub-90-win team. I think it's going to be a slugfest of meh teams with major weaknesses fighting for a playoff spot. And I don't know. I don't like all the teams make me cringe in some way with their roster construction.
Yeah. And I think the thing with the Red Sox too is when you think about their rotation, it's really not that good. You kind of just forget how good their lineup really is now that they have the
especially in that ballpark.
How much outfield depth they have is insane. They have Brock Holt without a spot, an everyday spot, and he was one of the better Red Sox last year, one of the best utility men in the game, and he's off to a pretty good start too. And Mookie Betts, of course, is making a name for himself. And, a lot of these new faces for the Red Sox are just, adding on to these faces that have been there for a long time and producing for this team and winning them some world championships. So, I like what I'm seeing offensively from that team.
Yes.
So, yeah. Aside from catcher, obviously, but,
yeah,
can't have it all. But, something interesting that happened just this past weekend between the Royals and the A's is something else that we can talk about. That was one of the early, I guess it wasn't quite a brawl, but one of the early confrontations of the season between these two wild card competitors from last year.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say. It's interesting. It was the wild card last year.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure the A's came into that series with a little bit of fire, trying to redeem themselves from last year's upset. But Brett Lowry sliding into second base hard, taking out their shortstop, led to a series of batters being hit and
5
ejections
today.
in the last, especially today. Ventura yesterday, the starter for the Royals. And
okay, I'm gonna be honest. The Royals are making themselves look like the biggest babies and bitches in the entire universe right here. I'm really disgusted by their handling of this.
Very true. I really...
Brett Lowry apologized to Alcides Escobar several times. He went out of his way to personally text him. Escobar claims there's miscommunication there and that he never received that text, which is just being immature. His whole handling of that, basically blowing it off and saying it never happened, is very, just his whole handling of it and the way that he's taking, that slide is just, is something that a high schooler would do, not a professional baseball player. And, I read Lowry's tweet, I believe him. And if you look at that play, there's a 50% chance he was just running to second thinking that ball was going to go up the middle for a single. He decided to slide late. And then he happened to injure him. And if you do believe it was malicious, you take the high road. And Ventura, trying to hit him that second game, fine, do that. But today, I don't know what the guy's name is, the relief pitcher, tried to hit him again. He almost hit his head. That's ridiculous. I think he should be suspended for that personally.
That's what I was gonna say.
Do not carry it over for a third day. If you want to retaliate one day later, the next game, and one bit, maybe I'm okay with that. Carrying over once again for that kind of thing is just ridiculous. I know Casimir hit a Royals player, but it was on the foot. It was clearly not intentional. The Royals had three managers ejected today. They let their success get to their heads they need a serious wake-up call. They're playing professional baseball. So act like fucking professionals.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. This team, the Royals, I understand they're scary right now. They're pretty good. They're adult. I heard one of the commentators say this when I was watching the Angels-Royals game. They said the Royals are adult men, with the confidence of like high school players, kids. And that's scary for other teams, but then they also let stuff get to their head like high school players. And then it's terrible, especially because that's one of my disappointments. This team, if things can get to their head that easily, confidence is like a double-edged sword. Confidence can get to their head easily and then they can be really good. But then if like anger and that stuff gets to their head, like stuff like this weekend happens and it's terrible. And one of my disappointments is, how they're handling everything, and Ventura is just handling stuff. It's terrible.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go ahead and give a little bit of my insight on this. First and foremost, it is not as big a deal as everybody's making it out to be. It happens every year with guys getting hit and back and forth bickering and all this stuff. And the fact of the matter is, Brett Lowry is playing the game right, slid into second base hard, and it's nothing new. This has been happening for a long time. It sucks that
Brett Lowry's been doing
and
that
I'm sure
for
that
years.
I'm
He's
sure
been playing hard for years.
I'm sure if Alcides Escobar had been fine, then they would have had no problem with that slide. It gets to you when you get your shortstop hurt in a game like that. And I think we forget that these teams, you know, like it's just certain players. It's not the whole teams that are acting immature. And you know, you mentioned the Royals managers being ejected today because I think they wanted Kazmir to get ejected because Ventura got ejected yesterday and all this. I mean, yeah, they get hot about it, but it's not so much.
It's not hit a guy in the foot. That's like definitely not a thing, though.
No, it can be a thing, and I'm not gonna decide if that was intentional or not. But the fact of the matter is, it's just a manager sticking up for his team, and that is a big part of it. You know, managers do that all the time when they stick up for their players defending a call before replay happened. They'd go out there, get heated, and get ejected to show their team that they care, and that's just another part of the game. And I think everybody will be over this by the time this week is over and not be brought up again until these teams meet again. So it's just another, you know, brouhaha. No rivalries are going to be started because of this, I think. So, yeah, I'm just kind of bringing a little bit of perspective to this. It happens all the time. So, nothing to worry about. But yeah, the Oakland A's are another interesting team with lots and lots of new faces that, you know, have been playing okay. One game below 500, and the pitching for them has been, you know, about what you expect, pretty average. Sonny Gray started off the season with a very nice start, almost taking a no-hitter into the 8th inning there. So, you know, I think there's a lot of bright spots for this team that we forget about even after this massive rebuild. And some guys have been showing that they can swing the bats pretty well. So, do you guys have any other thoughts about the A's new look?
No, not about the A's.
You don't care about the A's? Okay.
No. But something I find interesting is the Mets start. I mean,
yes.
For me personally, and I think for a lot of people, I thought the Mets would be a year away. And right now, I'm not saying they're not a year away just because of their start, but I'm just excited by a team that for once in a long time once in like 3 years for once in a long time we have a team in New York making good news, not bad news.
Yep.
You know what I give them credit for? And what I really appreciate is that they're a rebuilding team who hasn't refused to spend money to upgrade positions of need. Bartolo Colon, Michael Kadire, the massive David Wright extension. Sorry?
Curtis Granderson,
Chris Young, even though he didn't work out. I appreciate, like, they're not being the Astros and just being cheapskates and they're actually, you know, trying to approach this with both free agent talent and in-house talent. And it's really refreshing in a time where in several sports kind of just complete and utter tanking has become a increasingly common thing.
Yeah.
And I do not like the Mets. I'm a Yankees fan, so part of me kind of hates them, but I really like what they're doing.
The thing, you could make the same case for the Braves, who are also off to a very hot start. They just did it in a more confusing way, but they are not just completely rebuilding either. It is different because it's so confusing.
You did it logically.
Yes.
Like,
so,
but
back to the Mets.
Your point.
Back to the Mets, though. I think their rotation this year is showing what they can do, even without, Zach Wheeler that they lost, and that was kind of disheartening for that team. But Harvey is not disappointed. DeGrom has not disappointed. Bartolo Colon leading that pitching staff got the opening day start and has been pitching like an opening day starter.
And hitting like a slugger.
Yep, losing his helmet, getting runs batted in there. It's a fun team to watch. They're 7-0 at home right now, which is really cool. I mean, I like teams that win at home because, I don't know, it just shows that they're comfortable. Like, they're comfortable playing there. Like, obviously on the road, anything can happen. Really good road teams with really good road records, are also very interesting because they're like, the big powerhouse that like comes in to your city and like take you on like that. But I don't think anybody wants to play the Mets at home right now. So
hey, on the spot, unless anyone has anything else to say, we play a quick game that I think would be really interesting?
I love games. Let's play a game.
Fargo, do you have anything to add about surprises or disappointments or?
Nope. I mean, we can always talk about that.
Should I start or should I play this game? Game?
Fargo, it's up to you.
Yeah,
Make a decision.
I said yes.
Okay,
game.
So we're gonna play. You guys are gonna guess what man is. So I'm looking at the top stats in the league, and I'm gonna say a rank in the in the league, and then in the category, and you're gonna try to guess who the person is. So.
All right, Farbo, close your ESPN tab. I know you have it open.
I have it open.
I don't know. I was just guessing.
Let's guess AL ERA leader, number 1. And you guys gotta look this up, because I would destroy the entire point.
Shane Green?
No. Number 2. Nice try that.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's fair guess. Farbo, who's your guess?
Chris Archer.
No.
No, he got shelled once.
Not even in the top 5.
Yeah, he got shelled.
2 guesses each?
No, I'll do one more guess.
Okay, 2 guesses each?
Yeah. This is a tough one. I have no idea. I'll say Tigers, Alfredo Simon. I'm pretty sure that's wrong.
No, not top 5.
Okay.
Keuchel?
Number 4.
Okay. Do you want us to give you one more?
You guys can give me one more.
Okay.
I don't think you'll ever guess this guy. I didn't even know he existed until this year, so.
You didn't know he existed until this year. Okay, that's nice. Man, that makes me think even more now.
Wait, I think I know. He just pitched against the Angels.
Okay, give it your guess. I don't have one.
He did pretty good. Is it Martinez?
What team?
Nick Martinez?
Yep, Nick Martinez. 0 ERA through 3 starts.
Sick.
Dude.
Good job, Farbode. That was...
No, 2 starts. I'm sorry, 2 starts, but still.
Still, Farbode, that was... I give you credit for that one there.
You guys ready?
Thank you.
You guys ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Second highest batting average in the National League.
Second highest? So we're just considering Agon like on a different planet?
Well, he's number 1, and that would be way too easy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Agon's on a different planet right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I will go ahead and guess... This is NL, right? So, Troy Tulowitzki? I don't know.
Nope, not top 5.
Okay.
Carpenter?
Number 4.
He's doing good.
He's number 4.
Number 4? Okay. Bartolo Colon.
No. But that's a good guess. Maybe for,
It's not a serious guess.
Maybe for, RBIs, he'd be in the top.
Maybe. Amongst pitchers, yeah. Farbode?
D. Gordon?
No, he is number 3.
Wow, so close. Yeah, he had a 5 for 5 game yesterday. That was pretty impressive. Let's see, my last guess. I'm gonna guess a red. Is it?
Red is not the answer.
No. Is it Cozart on the Reds?
No. Cozart.
I don't know. I don't know. I know he's garbage in general, but like hot starts, you know?
No.
Similar
kind of player though.
Similar.
Like a piece of garbage type of player in many people's
That's just
minds.
doing amazing right now.
Sorry, Cozart.
I don't know. He's just like in the sense that he's the guy you don't think of as a hitter, but he's good. He's very good at some parts of his game. I don't think you guys will ever guess this either, but I mean.
Okay, Farbode, give it a guess really quick. Farbode got it last time.
It's gotta be oh my god. Best hitter. I'm just gonna go someone. Best hitting ballpark. Is he in that ballpark? In Coors at least?
Yes.
Cargo?
No. DJ
Wait. Oh my god, I was about to say.
I actually, I knew he was off to a really hot start.
Oh my god.
That's, yeah.
Okay, same question, AL.
Adam Jones.
Second or first?
Second.
Adam Jones.
Jose Iglesias.
Correct. How do you must have.
Because I knew he was off to a super hot
start.
Okay,
I think I have one
I love him.
really good one that I don't think, I have two more. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that's fine. No, I love this.
At least 2 more. Okay. Who is tied for first with the most wins in the National League?
Gotta be released.
Benoit.
I think.
You definitely looked that up.
No, I saw that earlier
because
today.
the Padres have been walking off like every night.
I saw that earlier
That's
today.
Insane. Okay. That was too easy. Okay, who is tied for third in the AL in, RBIs?
Tied for third in the AL in RBIs. Is it an Oriole?
No. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Well,
do you not know?
I mean, technically there's multiple people tied for third, so, but no.
Oh, there's a lot of them.
He's not.
Alex Rodriguez.
No, he's,
That's a good guess.
He's technically 6th. I guess he's 4th if you consider the person.
Hanley Ramirez?
He's one of the people, but he's not who I'm thinking of.
Lorenzo.
He's the other guy, but there's one more.
One more? Okay.
What's the question? I really was looking for one of the 3, and he's the point one.
That's on the Blue Jays. I just picked him up.
What's his name?
Devin Travis?
Devin Travis.
Devin Travis.
I just picked him up.
Is he actually?
Yeah.
He just got injured today, I think. Or he had some kind of like wrist problem.
Okay.
That's news.
I think I've just found another, I think.
Yeah, I'm 3 for 4 right now.
Let's finish up with this one.
I think I have one last good one. And I don't know, this seems really hard, but, who is third in the NL in ERA?
Ooh.
Is it a Pirate?
It is not.
Okay.
Is it,
Is it a Giant?
It is a Giant.
Heston.
Correct.
Yes.
Ooh, who's Heston?
Get wrecked. He's the guy that they brought up at the beginning of the season. Who got sidelined? I think it was somebody got. I think Vogelsong didn't start the season.
You said get wrecked, but I got 3 out of 5.
The great Brandon Morrow is number 4. Or
the
number 5.
Brandon Morrow.
The bounce back here we've been waiting for 5 seasons.
I mean, Petco Park's the place to do it, so he's got that going. That was a nice little game though that you threw in there. I appreciate it.
Yes.
But yeah, we will carry on with what we were planning on doing, and we will transition it on over to the fantasy world of baseball, the fan world that has everybody excited right now because it is early in the season and people are still setting their lineups every day. So there are certain players that have obviously broken out just in general and in fantasy, you're obviously collecting a ton of points, but, you know, it's obviously going to be dependent upon, you know, whether you're a roto league or a points league or whatever, but there are definitely some players out there that are, overperforming right now. Rudy, you want to share a couple that come to mind immediately?
Well, of course.
Of course.
Jeff Mathis.
Jeff Mathis.
He's playing.
By playing, yeah. Even Skip Schumacher and, Brennan Bosch are on that all, like, how are they in the league team? Lucas Duda's batting average is definitely going to go way down. He's batting 370. That's
disgusting.
Incredible. Ender Inciarte will not continue to perform like, Prime Ichiro.
Yeah. He's not even an everyday player.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's playing every day, but he really...
He's part of a 4 outfield team. 4 outfielder team.
Correct. Vaughn Davis, like we named, I would not say I would expect this to continue. Jake Lamb also on the, time max. I'd be really surprised if he continues to hit 414 for the whole season. And I'm really enjoying one guy's performance I'm loving though. And I actually do think has a chance to stay pretty well, though I don't think he'll continue this quite level is A-Rod.
I know you were saying.
314, 401. A-Rod's not quietly, that's not the right way to put it, but against all odds, I think, is, showing, you know, he used to be, arguably, the greatest player in baseball. Not arguably, the greatest player in baseball. And, he's currently the Yankees' best hitter, which tells everyone a lot about their organizational status.
Yep. And I think the thing with a lot of fantasy teams is you don't even consider having Alex Rodriguez on your team. He's just like a person of lore. You don't consider him like a real player. He's just that guy.
Yeah, and I don't know when Anthony Descalfani turned into, Clayton Kershaw, by the way.
That's true too.
And Trevor Bauer, of course, finally learned how to take command.
Give up a hit.
I didn't keep him for this fantasy season, so that's disappointing.
He hasn't learned how to not walk batters though.
Yeah, he is 9 in 12 innings, which is interesting.
Not ideal. Yeah, another guy, Travis d'Arnaud, who's been starting to swing the bat a little bit better.
He just got hurt.
He just got hurt?
He broke his hand or something today.
Nah, that sucks. Well, never mind then. Him. Yeah.
You want me to find this specific thing?
Yeah, and, you know, this is kind of another story that I'm kind of throwing in there, but Chris Bryant, obviously, if you feel like picking him up in your league, I'm sure he'll do okay for you too.
No way he's
just got called up. League. Huh?
Do you really think he's available in any league?
No, but if you have him, good for you, because he is here and he's ready to play and he's ready to draw some walks. I think that will be one of the themes for him is very low power numbers to start off the season.
As long as he doesn't face James Shields.
He's played 2 games. What low power numbers?
No, I think, no. Okay, not low power numbers. I think he'll have a little bit of a power outage to start off his career. You know, you won't see his first home run, like, you obviously haven't seen it yet, but I think he'll wait a little bit longer. But he'll get his hits and he will draw a lot of walks.
He's playing on Nelson Cruz's team of guys who I see think are on steroids.
You realize Giancarlo...
Batista, Cabrera, Encarnacion, Trout,
Altuve.
Really anyone who hits for way more power. Random JD Martinez. All those guys who have way more power than their like very early career, you know, and minor league abilities would attest to.
You know, Giancarlo Stanton didn't hit his home run for like 2 weeks, I believe.
That's how we know he's not juicing.
That's how you know. So if Chris Bryant just holds off for 2 weeks, we'll stop suspecting him. So, yeah. But,
and then he can just go out and hit 50, and then
he's one of those few players. He's one of those few players that pitchers will not go after to start. Like one of the few rookies that pitchers will not attack. So that's gonna be something, I think.
Can I just say, I off-sport tangent, I think everyone who is interested in sports will find at least mildly amusing. There we go.
Yes.
Tim Tebow just got signed to a contract.
Wow.
And he has not played for, I think, 2 or 3 years, and he's TV analysis currently, so,
Wow.
prepare for Tebow mania once again, all over ESPN.
Woohoo.
Goodbye,
Yay.
fall season. We already knew ya.
Wow.
True.
That really was a tangent. I don't even remember what we were talking about. I think we were just bringing up some fantasy players that we were liking so far. Obviously, Lorenzo Cain, who showed flashes of fantasy potential, has been on fire to start off the season, so pick him up if you would like.
My favorite name,
anybody?
I'm trying to figure something out, but my favorite name right now is the Phillies Ojubel Herrera.
Oh, I heard he's a dick.
Is he their center fielder?
I read that he's a dick somewhere. I don't know, I didn't see any evidence, but I don't know. On baseball Reddit, people were commenting how they know him to be a giant head case or something, so.
Maybe he just looks like one of those guys. I don't know.
Like Adrian Beltre.
I love Adrian Beltre.
Yeah, Adrian.
He's like,
awesome.
Adrian Beltre is just at a point in his career where he's just like having fun and getting hits.
Yeah.
And not
Getting
having
home runs.
fun when Elvis Andrews touches his head.
It's all,
Dude, he
it's all
tried
serious.
to swat a ball that was like 10 feet over his head on a line drive. He's
Yeah.
just trying to have fun right now.
At the end of one of the A's, they had a game against the A's, and there was a pop fly, like on the infield, and the shortstop was under it, and Beltre was standing like 10 feet away, looking like he was about to catch it too, and they both looked like they were about to catch it at the same time, and the shortstop was like, "What the heck are you doing?" It was one of the funnier things that I've seen from him. So, yeah, good guy. Obviously a fantasy producer, but that's not. How did he even come up there? I don't even know. Yeah, Billy Butler's got a hit streak going. That's the thing.
He definitely was a truck driver in his past life. There's no doubt
In
about
a
it.
past life, maybe in his current life too. I don't know. That could be something. Angel Pagan has been playing some pretty good baseball too, I will say. He's always one of those guys that when he's healthy, he is giving it 100% and, able to produce quite a bit, but not healthy as much as you'd like to see him.
Very true.
Keep throwing me names. Let's hear some more names for fantasy players.
Nelson Cruz.
Okay, thanks. Adrian Gonzalez. Glad we settled that.
Biogenesis.
Biogenesis.
That's a very good one. It's a very good one.
Mm-hmm. D. Gordon, we mentioned him earlier, but he is actually
Stephen Vogt.
producing without power.
Why does no one make fun of his name kind of sounding like V. Gordon? Like, joke, I feel like it's very underutilized.
Like he's D. Gordon.
Yeah, he's
the one and only.
Yeah, like I feel like that joke deserves more airtime.
Uh-huh. Well, you showed me a meme about D. Gordon. What was that one again?
Yeah, she wants the D.
Yeah, that one.
He has
that
a
one.
shirt.
He has a T-shirt.
It says she wants the D.
And no, it says she wants the, and it's a picture of his face.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Another player, Stephen Vogt.
Stephen Vogt, yeah. He's one of those guys that showed flashes last year too.
He's also on the all truck driving team.
Yep.
Very true. And he's teammates with Billy Butler.
I think
it's a
of
trend.
I think of all the teams in baseball, you do not want to get into a fight with A's. Which the
Royals
wanted to. The Royals wanted to, but I think in general they are the toughest looking
I think
team.
they're up there with like the Blue Jays.
Well, the Blue Jays, I wouldn't even consider them a very tough looking team.
But
beyond
all the guys secretly would fuck you up. Like Munenori Kawasaki would do some ninja shit on you and could be going.
He's gonna fly out of the bullpen. He's gonna fly out of the dugout.
And fuck you up, alright,
Dalton
Dick would probably kill you if his UCL that he wasn't born with. He
Mark Burley
kills you.
Mark Burley is packing.
Yeah,
Mark Burley would sit on you.
Come on. What's the least menacing team in baseball?
That's a tough one.
Royals.
No, they're pretty. They have a good couple guys.
Pissed off over nothing.
Yeah,
they're all children.
They're pretty menacing.
They're all children.
I might say the Marlins, just because their big guys just seem like gentle giants.
Marlins, the uniforms is all...
Like Stanton...
Yeah, the Marlins.
They have Stanton, Morse, and Salty, that are their huge guys, and they all just look like they want to be your friend, you know? They don't look like they're gonna F you up, even though I'm sure they could.
Morse,
and then they got a bunch of small guys.
Morse is definitely like your team lead guy. Like there's no way.
Stanton could tear D. Gordon out right now. If he just like grabs D. Gordon, he could tear him.
Well, they're on the same team, so I sure hope he wouldn't in a fight. So.
What if he gets mad that D. Gordon didn't score on his double?
That's a different issue.
Very true.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the gentle giant team, the Marlins, would be an easy team to fight. This is what happens when you start talking about fantasy baseball, by the way. You start talking about what team in baseball is the toughest looking team in baseball.
Very.
So, those are the best topics.
Yeah, they sure are. A few fantasy disappointments. I know we like our disappointments on the show, so, any immediate ones?
Adrian Beltre.
You guys just said that he was doing good. I'm confused.
He's doing
okay.
Having
fun, but he's
having fun. That's not allowed. Yeah, Pablo Sandoval, obviously.
Let me look at my...
pretty garbage.
Let me look at my good
Josh Harrison.
And I can,
Josh, yeah, he hasn't been like an all-star.
Oscar Taveras.
That's savage.
Too soon.
That's savage.
Too soon.
That's savage.
That's pretty good.
Derek Cheater, Bobby Abreu.
No. The death is what makes that one funny.
No,
the death makes it funny. Okay.
Manny Machado is disappointing me.
Yeah.
People don't forget that he was touted as the next A-Rod when he was a prospect.
Mm-hmm.
And he definitely does not have that ability. And,
I mean, when A-Rod's hitting better than you right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you need to know. Yeah, that's probably the biggest one for me.
Yeah.
The fact that Rusney Castillo and Yasmani Tomas have like a combined one major league at bat has been a bit disappointing.
Yeah, Castillo especially because, Victorino with his tenure on, a major league club is the only reason he's starting over a guy like Castillo, but Victorino can still play some defense and swing it a little bit, so he's not a negative.
So can like half the guys in the major leagues.
I know, but he's not a negative. He's not
swing it a little bit.
Yeah, but he's not a negative. You know what I mean. So that's the thing.
I think they would have been better off spending some of that money on having a number 2 caliber pitcher, over
like 4 number 4 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've talked about that.
I'm okay with that though, because I'm a Yankees fan. Fine by me.
Yeah. Blow all your money on Pablo Sandoval, please. Every day.
Did he get fatter? Like,
yes. I don't know. He might just look fatter.
Like, he looks
Who's been disappointing?
I think he just looks fatter in a Red Sox uniform.
Like, he's like disgusting in a way.
He's like jiggly. We're just bashing on everybody today. Did you notice that?
That's what life's about, dude.
Bashing on baseball players that, really don't care.
Who's been disappointing?
Who?
Howie Kendrick, because now he's doing good and he's gonna want more money at the off season.
Okay. Let me stop everything right where we are and talk about Ian Desmond and his 8 errors to go along the stat line. 8 errors. It should be 9 because he made 2 yesterday, but one of them was on a double play ball.
They should bench. They should send him to the minor leagues for that. That's like,
but the thing is, he's been super hot at the plate. So that's one of the weirdest, like, I don't even know how to comprehend.
How do you make 8 errors as a major league shortstop?
You should have seen the one that he made against Aaron Harang, hit a ground ball to him. It was a routine chopper, fielded it at his chest, and just bobbled it on the transition, and like fumbled and picked it up and threw it in the dirt. And the umpire called him out and then they overturned the call. And it was just one of the saddest things. Like, you can tell he is one of the biggest head cases right now in baseball. And
but you don't mean like, by head case you mean more like he's like in the field, he's like unraveled.
Yeah, it is really unraveled.
Pancakes usually means more like you're like a hothead.
Not necessarily.
I know, I thought I considered it.
I think that's a more broad term, but yeah, like he's really he's in his own head. That's the good way to put it.
There we go.
Because it's just really sad, and it's definitely cost them a couple of those games. It's like you say games aren't won or lost by one player, but he's definitely lost a couple of games for that team. One of them early in the season when Scherzer was pitching a gem, and 2 outs on a pop fly behind second base. He runs across the field and calls off Dan Uggla and has it bounce off his glove, and the run scores, and then they're able to score and win that game. So
Dan Uggla actually plays?
Yeah, dude.
Right now he does, because
all you need to know about the Nationals.
Rendon is still out, so.
Well, there goes the Nationals title odds.
Mm-hmm. Denard Span is on his way back. He'll be back anytime now. Garrett Richards is back today, Farbo. Does that excite you?
Dan Uggla is still the highest paid player by the Braves.
Wow.
You know who's the highest paid? Oh, actually, no, not anymore, but Bobby Bonilla still by the Mets.
Yeah, he's the highest paid player on the Mets, too.
No, wait, what about Lagares? Or David Wright?
Oh, you're right, it is David Wright. But he's up there.
Yep. Anyway, I was saying Garrett Richards is back. Does that excite you, Farbode? Even though he lost?
He did fine today.
He lost, though.
Yeah, I know. He gave up a ball that would be a regular fly ball at other parks to left field in Houston. It was a homer. And then it was just his control, and that's what you would expect from a guy who hasn't thrown off a major league mound. It's just the adrenaline and everything. And then, I don't know, his defense was garbage today.
Yeah, it was pretty garbage. I was watching some of that game.
Like his personal defense or the team?
No, his
defense.
Angels defense.
Well, but one thing that was funny was when Pujols got like 4 or 5 ground balls, and then Garrett just starts sprinting to the cover of the bag, and Pujols calls him off because he's like, "You're not going to get hurt again."
He's like, no, go away.
Yeah.
Yep. And the most important thing about that start is he was not limping off the field. So.
Oh no.
Yep.
And it was just like, we're way early in the season. It was good to get.
It was a good way to gauge his comeback, and he showed he's healthy. That's the most important part. He wasn't tentative about anything. And Drew Smyly's also coming back later this month too, another highly anticipated pitcher.
And
Hunter Pence will be back at the end of the month.
The other guy on the Rays, Cobb.
Alex Cobb will be back soon too, yes. Rendon has still not been fully clear about how his rehab has been going in it.
What is
he's been having some problems with lateral movement, which is never a good thing. So.
What's his injury?
He had some knee problems. And
that's not good.
Last I heard, like he tried doing lateral movement and he still can't do that, which is a big part of the game, obviously. It's just,
So he's a while back. He's
not as close to.
He's not.
Some thought he'd be ready like a couple weeks.
Escobar plays second instead of Uggla?
Because he plays third base.
Plays third?
Yeah, I actually heard that Escobar will most likely remain their third baseman, and Rendon will play second when he comes back, because has been exceptional at third base defensively.
So fuck Danny Espinosa, basically.
Yeah, him. Yeah, he's getting some time at second too, I think, with Dan Uggla. And Asdrubal. No, never mind. Ignore me. Yeah, but Ryan Zimmerman's been playing first base, so.
Yeah.
That's the update on the Nationals. Another disappointing team. We didn't really talk about them, but
it was self-explanatory.
It's kind of not fun to talk about a team like that. And they got guys missing. It's not the full picture.
I don't know. I mean, they have so much pitching that they should still be doing better.
Yeah, but Ian Desmond is sticking it up their butts, so it's making it difficult.
I guess you can't do much about that.
Yeah, but you don't want teams like that to just fail that early in the season. Nope. Considering they are another World Series pick for many. So, it's about patience at this point, guys. It's about patience.
But I want it now.
Yes.
Why not both?
But anyway, that will conclude our fantasy recap, believe it or not. And
How much of that was actual fantasy?
Yeah, that was about 20.
Little.
That was about 20% fantasy in that last little section there.
I apologize.
But, we will conclude that segment nonetheless. I mean, I'm sure you picked up a few names throughout all that you will pick up. Hopefully, that'll help. Good things happening. I don't know. Yeah, but with that, we'll lead into a new segment that is our own mini fantasy competition between us at the War and Peace Baseball podcast. And the way this will work is each of us, there are 3 of us here, will have 3 players that we pick, 2 position players and 1 pitcher, every week that we will have participate in a fantasy league for us. We have a point system set up, and it's pretty standard. I believe I will put the information to that in the description to this video, so you can see the point scoring for this little competition if you're interested in that. But 3 players, 2 position players, 1 pitcher for each of us. And the catch is that first, we can't have the same player on each other's teams. Like, we can't all have Mike Trout in 1 week. And secondly, we cannot repeat any players week after week until the All-Star break, so we have 1 refresher in the middle of the season. So it will make things very interesting about when you want to play your good players and when you want to use a few surprise picks in your selections. And we will do a mini draft right here during our podcast, right now actually, and decide who our first teams will be for this week. So we can go ahead and start with Alex Rudy this week, and then it will be Farbode, and then it will be me, and it will be a snake draft kind of thing. We'll switch the order up each week, obviously. And of course, every week we'll let you know how things are going with our point totals and all that stuff. It is going to be a point throughout the season type league. So we'll update you every single week and repick on the podcast. And I think it'll be pretty interesting. We will see whose baseball knowledge will prevail in this situation. Although a lot of it is luck-based. So, Alex Rudy, you do have the first pick of the mini fantasy competition.
I'm gonna go with, drumroll please.
Okay.
So?
I don't have anything prepared.
Yeah, the terrible drumroll, but I'm gonna go with Nelson Cruz.
Okay, I didn't have drumming materials ready.
I thought you said a name. I said, wait, who's
Wait, Nelson Mandela Cruz.
I pick drumroll, please.
Nelson Mandela Cruz.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Is that the same guy?
Nelson Mandela Cruz.
Okay, I believe you.
On the Mariners.
Farbode.
Isn't that his name?
Close enough.
I pick Adrian Gonzalez.
Okay. Way to be very creative.
Way to pick a guy in 2 huge pitchers' parks.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is, pretty expected so far. I'm going to pick Jose Abreu.
Joe's
Abreu.
Okay.
As pronounced by some. And, I have 2 picks because that's how we're doing it. And I will also pick Adam Jones. Farbode is back to you now.
I will take Josh Donaldson.
Don't you just love how smooth this is going?
Very.
Rudy?
I will take Nolan Arenado. Wait, actually, give me a break. Give me a second. Quickly.
We like to come prepared, as you can see.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, why not? Let's just go with it.
Arenado?
Sure.
And it is you again. You have to pick pitcher.
Oh, it's me again?
Yes.
No, it's Snake.
Yeah.
So it's, oh wait, I forgot that Farbode went for me. Okay, my bad. Okay, I'm sorry, excuse my
It's okay.
incompetence. Zach Greinke.
Greinke.
Why not? I'll be a little more creative. Chris Archer.
Chris Archer. Okay. I will go ahead and pick James Shields.
Okay then. So there you have it.
So if you want to, I'll go ahead and rename all these players because that took about 5 minutes to pick 9 players, which was pretty sad. On my team, I do have Jose Abreu, Adam Jones, and James Shields. Those are the only times I can use these players until the All-Star break comes around. Farbode has Adrian Gonzalez, Josh Donaldson, and Chris Archer. And Alex Rudy has Nelson Cruz, Nolan Arenado, and crap, I'm blanking on the pitcher already. With machine-like precision, we are very prepared. Who is your pitcher again?
Zach Greinke.
Greinke, got it. Okay. Well, thanks for watching us stumble through that first week of our mini fantasy competition, but that is the beginning of a season-long event. It is not a sprint, it is a marathon.
It will go by faster.
It will go by faster in the future, I promise. So, you have that to look forward to.
I will not guarantee any promises about
I make no such promises.
We'll try to get
If anything, I'll make it go slower next time.
Yeah, okay. So that's great. Let's go ahead and close it out the way most baseball lovers do. Close it out, and we will give power rankings of our top 5 hottest teams right now.
Oh shit, I'm totally unprepared for this slide. I totally forgot.
I think most of us are for the most part, but I don't think it's too difficult because we've been talking about it for the past hour, so I don't know. Good luck with that. Are you telling me you're not prepared to start then? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I am, but I need to wait for the regular season standings to. Okay, I'm ready.
Way to downplay that.
I'm ready. As SpongeBob would say, I'm ready.
Okay, you are ready. Go ahead.
Number 1 is Detroit Tigers. They will cool down, and I do not trust them, but their offense is really good. Their as everyone could have expected. Their bullpen is overperforming with Joaquin Soria having his best season in 4 years.
Take your time there, kid. You can take your breath.
And Justin Verlander is not. I don't know what he's doing, but he's not atrocious.
He's with Kate Upton, that's what he's doing.
There we go. Number 2, I'm gonna go with the LA Dodgers, 9-3, insane position depth. They will be the best team in baseball once again. Hyunjin Ryu back, in my opinion. A team built, I think, very well to succeed in a pitcher's park with, number 3 is the New York Mets. They will not, I really doubt they'll ever be back in the top 5 in the power rankings. But, let's enjoy it while they're there. They're overperforming every way. They're, I think, a year away, and, yeah, good job though so far. Well, the American League is fucking atrocious so far.
They are
Kansas City is number 4, but also last for what they've done the past 3 days. But I can't deny their 9-3 record. And number 5, jeez, oh Pete, this is a depressing baseball season so far. There's no way I'm giving to Atlanta after the off season. Okay,
Cardinals
or San Diego, depending on what you guys, those 5.
It's your list.
Whatever you guys want. This is both the most entertaining and least entertaining season I can remember in a long time.
Okay, thanks for making that less confusing for us. Okay. You think about that one for a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and give my power rankings now. My you went in order of 1 to 5, right? The Rudy clause. Is that how it goes now?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll all do it that way. We'll all join Rudy in his ways. That's how he did all his top 5 players at each position too when we did that in the off season. So my number 1 is the New York Mets. As you said, I will enjoy it while it lasts because their pitching is awesome right now, and they're hitting enough to get the job done. My number 2 team is the Los Angeles Dodgers. The record obviously is very good, but I think they're ready to really take off more than they have been. Kershaw hasn't even been like lights out in his starts, so you can expect that in the future. And their back end of the rotation hasn't been pitching particularly well, but I think that'll balance out a little bit, and their lineup is still very deep compared to most teams. And even though Adrian Gonzalez will not hit 500 all season, I promise you that he will still be at the center of that lineup driving runs. My number 3 team is the San Diego Padres, actually staying in the same division. I really like the way they've been playing late in the ball games, and they've shown that they can come up with big hits when they need to, and they are not out of any game, it seems. They have a way of getting themselves in good positions in games, even when they're down. Going into late innings, they've been making some nice comebacks lately. Justin Upton and Matt Kemp, been doing great work in the middle of that lineup. Will Myers at the top of the lineup now has, been hitting much better than he had in the past, and I like to see them keep it up with the offense. And I think that's the big difference is they have a few guys in that lineup that can turn the game around, and they have the pitching to shut it down to lock it down, that is. So it's exciting. It's exciting for them. My number 4 team is the Detroit Tigers. You can't argue with their record coming through. Ooh. Alright there?
Yes.
Okay.
You didn't some potato chips over there?
I
No.
think it sounded like a bomb went off over there. Okay. Detroit Tigers, you can't argue with the record. And, you can argue that some of their pitchers are overperforming, but I like David Price at the top, and I like their offense even more. So let's see some more from the Detroit Tigers. And my number 5 team. You done there?
I'm not doing anything.
It sounds like you are. Okay.
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 Fight.
I will go ahead and give it to the St. Louis Cardinals. They are consistently one of the better teams in baseball. And they've really started to put it together a little bit better offensively too, with Matt Carpenter swinging the bat really well. Matt Adams is consistently there, not necessarily a power hitter, but he's always, he's always there producing. Matt Holliday, I think will start to find a little bit more. And their pitching's pretty good, as it always has been with Wainwright and Lynn at the top of that rotation. So I like their team, and they're where they need to be to continue to have success. That is going to do it for my list, though. Farbode,
I'm gonna say my top 5. I'm not gonna explain. You guys have explained them all.
Okay.
I have number 1. I have the Los Dodgers. Dodgers 2. I have who do I have? The Tigers 3. The Royals 4. Cardinals 5. Mets.
Not giving the Mets as much love as we are, I can see.
Nope,
So,
I'm not.
Who's 30?
30?
Who's what now?
30 in the rankings.
Last? That is an interesting one.
The Brewers.
That's not a bad one, considering
their franchise.
If you want to go by record,
the Phillies.
The Phillies are the most depressing team in baseball. It is confirmed. So that's a fair one too.
The Marlins are 3 in time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say the Marlins because they've been really underperforming.
Wait, they're definitely the most disappointing team in baseball. I didn't
Yeah.
that.
Does my answer win? Did I win?
In my opinion.
Yes, I did something good. But yeah, they were one of the big stories. Like people thought they could be up there with the Nationals, which they're under 500 too right now, so I guess they're not doing too bad. But the Marlins, yeah, big spenders, only 3 wins to show for it so far. So, yep. I guess we started as we finished by talking about the most disappointing team or teams in baseball right now. And I guess that's the theme of the season for us. It is disappointing, right?
Correct.
We hate it.
I mean, there's been some great moments, and it's great to have baseball back, but the level of competition, how about, is not the best I've ever seen.
Up to par, yeah. Yeah, are there any other moments that you just wanted to bring up in the early season already? I mean, obviously we had Jackie Robinson Day already, which was awesome.
Can I say something? Not a moment, but just a general comment.
Mm-hmm.
The umpires have been ridiculously incompetent this year, and I'm really surprised with all the replay and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've just seen a lot of really, especially at home plate, I've seen a lot of home plate umpires just like
terrible strikes.
Like I saw Baldo Jimenez clearly hit a guy on accident the other night.
Oh yeah, no, that was a terrible call.
He didn't even get a warning. They just took him out of the game. He was pitching a shutout through 4 2/3.
Yeah.
And then I've seen 2 guys so far get called out on strikes on a hit by pitch, which is interesting. Yep. And there's just been a lot of bad calls. I feel like I know we live in an era of with the internet and stuff, where it's really, really easy for people to quickly create a GIF or GIF, or a good picture of a mistake quickly becomes advertised all over the internet. And we all know about it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. We can scrutinize them a lot more than ever before.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, it's a week and a half, 2 weeks into the season, or 2.5 weeks into the season. And I just feel like there's already been a lot of mistakes. Plus, that guy who called Baldo Jimenez out is also, who took him out of the game. He's a scumbag, and his visual, when he's not umpiring at home, when he's a field manager, he spits piles of gum on the team's, into the team's outfield. So, I just want to say screw that guy.
That's disgusting. Okay. Very unprofessional. Yeah, and I'd say in general, very weak strike zones. Like, umpires, get your game together. I've been seeing a lot of balls
terrible right now.
I've been seeing a lot of balls called for strikes and a lot of strikes that they're not even given a second look at. So, you gotta figure it out. And another thing about the umpires that's not necessarily umpires' faults either is some of the replay calls that are under review, and it seems like the call is obviously going to go one way, and then they end up doing, I don't understand. They have to do something about this, because there are certain plays. Last night in the Mariners game, for instance, Felix Hernandez jammed a guy, who fouled the ball off pretty clearly, and he dropped his bat and, shook his hands like he got hit in the fingers. They awarded him first base. They go ahead and replay it. They look at it. It looks like it hits the bat halfway up, mid-barrel, and he fouls it straight back. But they award him first base anyway, and I have no idea.
What I've been wondering is that this has been happening for the past 4 or 5 replays that the Angels have done too. It's been today. It was first play of the game with G. Rich. The guy was obviously out, but then they awarded him first base on the single.
I saw that.
Can I say I have 2 quick things to say. First of all, a quick stat I just saw, which is insane. The Dodgers haven't hit as many home runs this inning. I don't know what inning. This is some inning of the game today, and then the Brewers have all season, which is 3. And then that's ridiculous. And then who determines the umpires and the crew chief? Are they the people who decide?
No, there's a team of people in New York that review every replay call, and the umpires jump on headsets and hear the verdict from them. So, guys in New York, step your game up.
Those people
figure something
are
out.
stupidly incompetent. I'm sorry.
They are. It's the game of
I'm
incompetence, I
very
guess, right now.
person, I guess. There was one more thing I wanted to look at, and I'm still trying to find the link. It was about like some nasty pitches of the week.
Nasty
So,
pitches, like, at people, or just
no,
stuff
it was really good. It was a really good pitch.
Yeah, okay. That's
So,
always the
I don't know
thing.
if you guys want to stall a little bit while
I'll go ahead and
you
stall.
guys
I
can
have
talk about
something to
something
talk
else that
about.
you guys want to discuss while I try to find that link that I was looking.
Yeah. How have you guys been thinking about the pace of play? I've barely noticed it for the most part.
Supposedly it's all been like 20 minutes shorter on average so far, but and I do, from what I've watched, it does seem better. To be honest, I actually have noticed it. I think you don't notice it because it is better, but to me it definitely feels faster. But it's not like it's not the total time. I think that's not the right way to focus. You have to focus on like the individual at bats and
Yeah, like
strike
pitch
to
to
strike.
pitch.
And I do think it's an improvement. And I never really noticed it before, really that much as being slow, except in specific games with specific pitchers. But to me, it does feel like the game has been a bit more rapid and like there's more like continuous action instead of strike 10, 30 seconds, ball 30 seconds. I think that was the point. So I think it's succeeded so far. And yeah, but it's definitely I don't know. Maybe I'm over reacting to it. I do agree. I don't think it's really been a huge change.
Yeah, and I think that's the best part about it is that it's been a very subtle transition, and it, as you said, it's brought the average game times down, which is what the goal was, and people haven't had complaints about it. And
I mean,
one thing that was funny, our favorite guy, Adrian Beltre, the jokester, he steps out of the batter's box, and just to get, look to third base for a sign, and the umpire, said something, and he jumped back into the box, he was like, oh, I don't want to be fined.
can I ask a question?
It's pretty funny. Yeah.
Have any players seriously complained about it so far that you guys know of?
No, I mean I've definitely seen players still leave the batter's box, and I think it's just not, they don't make a big deal about it. If you get a pitch that's thrown up and in, batters will still take a second to breathe and not worry about where they are standing in the box. It doesn't look like they're making an effort to do it more it looks natural. It doesn't look completely different just by watching games. So, which is another way it helps with the seamless transition. So, I like it.
Should I say nastiest pitches of the week?
Sure. Good luck explaining them.
I can send you the link if you want to post it with the video.
Might be tricky. I can post the links
in
the description. Let's go ahead and do that. In the description.
Adam Ottavino's slider, you're the one who told me about it.
I did tell you about it.
I just saw it today. It's a front door slider, I guess, on a
Well, he
righty.
can throw both. He can throw it anywhere.
I guess, no, but on a righty, I believe it would be a front door slider.
Yeah.
And it is disgusting. I don't know how you can even, it's unfair, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Though I do see, it's more, it's not like a pitch that he can just, it's definitely a, finishing pitch. Cause I mean,
he's throwing a frisbee
not going to be throwing that pitch every time, because, damn, it's fucking nasty. Aaron Sanchez's fastball is ridiculous horizontal action. I have no idea how he does this. It's crazy stupid. I don't know. Why I mentioned him as a disappointment earlier. It moves so much so late. It's alarming. If he could do it every time, he'd be unstoppable.
Let me mention that camera angles do kind of affect the way you see fastballs in the run, but I can imagine it probably moves a good 4 or 5 inches at least.
It was just real. I mean, I did also have Russell Martin caught it, but
yeah, there's a lot of deception, but he does have really good stuff.
And then Brandon Morrow's split change is gross. It's just a strikeout pitch. If he can locate that well, I mean, if he leaves it up, it's not a good pitch, but when he locates it low and away, it's unhittable.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I saw King Felix pitch yesterday against the Mariners live, or not against the Rangers live, and I could probably nominate like every put away pitch he had for Nasty's pitch, but not gonna bother because he is the definition of nasty. So yeah, thanks for sharing that though, and I will be sure to include those so people listening can actually have a visual and not just listen to us describe. Oh man, that's so nasty, the nastiest pitch ever. And I know it helps to see it. Farbode, any other things that caught your eye?
Nope.
Wow. Thanks, Farbode. Way to be entertaining.
Well, I mean, for you guys have taken everything,
anything.
right?
No,
now,
like anything,
right.
Anything that you saw.
I've noticed, like what you guys said. How
beers with foul balls landing in them and exploding. Those.
I did see that a couple times, but like what you guys said about the pitch clock, the pace of play or whatever. It's actually worked out pretty. Like I've been surprised at how well, like, and how like no one really talks about it because it's not. There's nothing that like. There's not much that people complain about, so it's not like it's terrible right now. And that's pretty good. One thing I still don't like is the 30 seconds in between. I mean, the 30 seconds where the pitcher has to come out and warm up, and then the minute 30 or whatever. I don't like that time, but then everything else about the pace of play I think is pretty good.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, if there's no news about it, you're doing something right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I also want to bring up Tom Brady's atrocious first pitch at Red Sox home opener.
That was terrible.
Professional athlete. He's a quarterback for crying out loud.
Yeah.
He spiked it. Jeez. It's not that hard to throw a baseball.
I know.
I guess it is.
What's his name threw a better first pitch? A guy who got
50 Cent.
Who got beat up 4 years ago.
That was the worst.
The guy got beat up 4 years ago. It's not supposed to be actually funny necessarily, but the guy who got really badly beat up in the Dodgers parking lot 4 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
He did one at a minor league game and a major league game, I think, this week. And they were not bad.
The Astros had some astronauts throw out the first pitch to celebrate the anniversary of the Metrodome.
I almost feel like maybe don't they practice like before they throw it? I mean, I guess apparently not, but
maybe if
you would kind of think that they would, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if they think they're a big shot and they don't want to, I guess, I don't know. But yeah, Giants got their World Series rings in the past couple days.
Yes, I saw that.
Pretty cool. Madison Bumgarner rode a horse. Madison Bumgarner rode a horse to raise the flag for the Giants.
That's not cool. That's not anything different for him.
Yeah, have you seen the Madison Bumgarner or the commercial that he was in? I don't even know what it was for, but he was chopping down a tree, just bare hands and an axe. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty badass.
Yeah.
Yep. Even though he hasn't had the hottest start, still badass. Give him that much.
Madison Bumgarner is badass.
Yes, indeed.
I think that's common knowledge by now.
Yeah, but that was another thing that happened. So yeah, I don't know. All the little things around baseball have been really good. I think teams and franchises are, paying more attention to that, and it's been a fun season, even though the competition, as you said, has not been as expected so far. But hopefully that'll change. And we will be there to discuss the way things change and the competition that is going to follow for the rest of the season. And of course, we will accept any feedback that you guys have, anything you want to tell us about or ask questions about. You can email us at warandpeacebaseball@gmail.com, and you can also tweet us at WPB_podcast on Twitter, and we will address anything that you guys have to say, any changes that you'd like to see. You're open to many things right now.
I mean, if you hate us, you could say that.
Of course, if you hate our voices and want us to never speak again, you can let us know. I don't think that'll happen, but,
We all like to talk.
Yeah, we like to talk. That's the thing. But yeah, we're going to try to be more consistent with it now that the season has started, and we will have more new things coming even in the future from now. So thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back next week.
Adios.
Adios.